Hello, mighty companion. This is Earl Purdy, and I want to welcome you to Hardcore Course in Miracles. Hardcore Course in Miracles here on Facebook Live. And I want you to know we're going to be talking about how you can deal with depression and anger and upset and grievances and how you can let those things go. How you could see peace, which is total fulfillment, instead of any kind of sadness or unhappiness that you might be experiencing right now. So we're going to get deep into that, and we're going to start out with our theme song, "We Are One," from Brother John Christmas at johnchristmas.com from A Course in Miracles, and then we're going to dive into how we could see peace instead of all this other stuff that's not peace that we may be seeing in our life and in our world and in the people around us right now. Welcome to Hardcore Course in Miracles. So I want you to take a breath and try to let go of all of the worries and concerns right now that you may have. And just breathe and let this in. There's a call for God, I see it everywhere. Everybody's running scared, and everything is turning upside down. But the words I hear, they keep coming through from deep inside of me and you. It's telling us that love is who I am. You and me were not that far apart. Yeah, we're beating the same heart. We've been together from the start. Tell me, can you hear it? Tell me, can you feel it? Put your arms around it. Know that we are one. Yeah, yeah, we are one. Now let's come together and understand that Christ was born inside of every man. He's waiting for us to choose Him as ourselves. When you choose love, you know you choose me too. And everyone becomes a part of you. And then you will know that love is who I am. You and me were not that far apart. Yeah, we're beating the same heart. We've been together from the start. Tell me, can you hear it? Tell me, can you feel it? Put your arms around it and know that we are one. Yeah, yeah, we are one. Oh, we are one. same heart. We've been together from the start. Welcome to Hardcore Course in Miracles, Mighty Companion. I'm Earl Purdy, Earl Raj Purdy, and I want to welcome you. I've been a student and a teacher of A Course in Miracles for over 40 years. It moved me so much that over 30 years ago, I decided that I wanted to be a voice for the Course in Miracles full time. So I left my corporate job and I committed myself to being a teacher of God, a minister of love, a person that delivers the message of A Course in Miracles while I learn it also. Because A Course in Miracles teaches that you teach best what you most need to learn. So if you really want to learn something, you need to teach it. You need to demonstrate it. So I'm here to make your journey, if possible, to help make your journey through the Course in Miracles easier so that you can reap the rewards that the Course in Miracles promises, which is total fulfillment, complete peace of mind, total joy. That's the promise of A Course in Miracles. And it says that if we allow ourselves to have that kind of right perception, that type of healing, loving perception, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. And so that's why it's called A Course in Miracles. Now, the Course in Miracles has its own guidelines for how to use it and how to learn it. Do you know that the Course in Miracles has its own way of being taught and its own way of being learned? There's a certain attitude and approach that you are to take with the Course in Miracles if you are a sincere student of A Course in Miracles. And this presentation is primarily geared toward sincere students of A Course in Miracles. That's why I call it hardcore, because it's not necessarily geared toward beginners, even though everyone is welcome to watch and to listen. And the emphasis is on the application of the ideas. And I call myself the divine repetition teacher, because the Course in Miracles teaches that what's more important than trying to understand the Course in Miracles is to remember what A Course in Miracles says. Do you know that I've noticed over the years that very few Course in Miracles students actually remember specifically in detail what A Course in Miracles says? That they read it, and it's very common to read it and then close the book and then forget almost everything you've just heard. So the Course in Miracles says it's more important to remember the instructions and the answers that you are being given than it is for you to necessarily understand it. Okay? So the emphasis is on remembering the ideas, and that's why I call myself the divine repetition teacher, the divine remembering teacher, DRT, because my focus is on us remembering the instructions of what we're being told so that we can have the joy and the peace that the Course in Miracles talks about. So remember only this, only remember this, only remember this, only remember this. You need not believe the ideas. You need not believe the ideas. You need not accept the ideas. You need not accept the ideas. You need not even welcome the ideas. You don't have to welcome the ideas. You don't have to accept the ideas. You don't have to believe the ideas. You need not believe the ideas. You need not accept the ideas. And you need not even welcome the ideas. Some of the ideas, you may actively resist some of the ideas. You may actively resist some of the ideas. You may actively resist some of the ideas. Some of the ideas you may find hard to believe. Some of the ideas you may find hard to believe. Some of the ideas you may find hard to believe. Some of the ideas may startle you. Some of the ideas, some of the things that I say from A Course in Miracles may startle you. I am a messenger. A minister is a messenger. I'm a teacher. I'm a messenger. So I'm delivering a message that I didn't write. I'm delivering a message that I did not write. I'm delivering the message. You can respond to the message any way that you want to respond to the message. It's not about your response and reaction to the ideas. What I'm doing is delivering the message. I'm delivering the ideas. And some of the ideas you may find hard to believe. Some of the ideas may startle you. Some of the ideas may startle you. I'm going to be on lesson 34 in the Course in Miracles workbook. And that is on page 51 in the Course in Miracles workbook. In the Course in Miracles workbook, we're going to be on page 51, and we are going to be using and applying the lesson 34. Lesson 34, I could see peace instead of this. Instead of this. Instead of this. Instead of all this that we're dealing with right now. Instead of this, whatever it is that you are dealing with right now, you could see peace instead of fear. You could see peace instead of lack. You could see peace instead of anger. You can see peace instead of guilt. You could see peace instead of something that depresses you. You could see peace instead of this. That's the theme. That is the lesson we're going to work on. One of the things that I really want to focus in on is the practical application of the idea. A Course in Miracles gives very specific instructions about how to deal with the day-to-day challenges that we go through. And that is what I like to emphasize. I want to emphasize the practical application of the ideas. How do I take the ideas from A Course in Miracles and really use them in my day-to-day life and in my relationships? You're not asked to judge. You're not asked to be a judge. I'm not asking you to judge me. I'm not asking you to judge A Course in Miracles. Your role is not to be a judge. You are not asked to judge the ideas at all. You aren't asked to analyze the ideas at all. What you want to do is to recognize that what is it you need to recognize? You need to recognize that it's using the ideas. Using the ideas will give the ideas meaning to you. The ideas will start to mean something to you when you use the ideas in A Course in Miracles. That's when they will begin to have meaning to you. Not when you judge the ideas, not when you analyze the ideas, not when you think your understanding is important. It's when you use the ideas that you will see that the ideas actually work. When you use the ideas themselves will show you. What is it that the ideas in A Course in Miracles, when you use them, what are the ideas going to show you when you use them? The ideas are going to show you that the ideas are true. The ideas in A Course in Miracles is going to show you that the ideas are true. Not the analyzation of the ideas, the use of the ideas. And since you don't have to believe the ideas, and you don't have to accept the ideas, and you don't have to welcome these ideas, and you don't have to believe these ideas, and you know that you may be startled by the ideas, then there could be no easier curriculum for you to learn. There's even a statement in there that the Course in Miracles says, no matter what your reactions to the ideas may be, use the ideas no matter how you're reacting to it, whether you like it, whether you don't like it, whether the ideas turn you on or don't turn you on, whether the ideas confuse you or don't confuse you, whether the ideas make you feel good and make you feel inspired. No matter what your reaction to the ideas in A Course in Miracles may be, just use the ideas. And that's all that's being required. You couldn't ask for an easier curriculum than that. You couldn't ask for an easier course than you don't have to believe it, you don't have to accept it, you don't have to welcome it, you can resist it and just use it. Just use it anyway. And then you will see that it's true. All right, just mighty companion, are we on the same page? Are we on the same page? Are you with me? So I'm going to show you, after 40 years of working with the Course, let me show you that the Course in Miracles is very simple. And what it's saying is profoundly simple. A Course in Miracles says simplicity, there's a quote in A Course in Miracles that says, simplicity is very difficult for twisted minds. Simplicity is very difficult for what? Twisted minds. It's very difficult to explain very simple concepts to minds that are twisted and afraid. So it's really funny. So I want you to know that I'm going to give you the very simple concepts that the Course in Miracles is sharing, that many people attempt to say the Course in Miracles is too hard to understand. Well, it's not about your understanding. Your understanding is not a powerful contribution to the truth. Do you know that your understanding isn't a powerful contribution to the truth? Do you know that your understanding is not necessary to reap the benefits of A Course in Miracles, the peace that the Course in Miracles and the happiness that the Course in Miracles promises? Do you know that your understanding is not important to the process? You don't have to understand this in order to benefit from it. You don't have to understand God to benefit from God. You do not have to understand the truth in order to benefit from the truth. Okay? So let's get that straight. And also the Course in Miracles says, read me slowly, study me slowly, study me slowly. So the idea for today is, do you know that the idea for today is going to describe the conditions that prevail when you start seeing things in a new way? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen when you start seeing things the correct way. When you start seeing things the way that the Course in Miracles is teaching, then the Course in Miracles says you will see peace. You will perceive peace. So how can you tell when you're really beginning to get the new way of seeing things? How can you tell when you really are beginning to use the other way of seeing things that the Course in Miracles teaches? You will start to experience peace, 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 peace. Are you aware that the Course in Miracles says that peace is complete fulfillment? Peace is total fulfillment. Peace is total fulfillment. So does that mean unless you are feeling total fulfillment, you are not feeling total peace? That's exactly what it means. If you're not experiencing total peace, then you're not experiencing total fulfillment. Does that mean that whatever area of my life that I'm feeling conflict in, that means that in that part of my life, I'm not seeing things the way that the Course in Miracles teaches that you should see things? That's exactly what it means. Wherever I don't have total fulfillment is where I am not looking through the lens that the Course in Miracles is teaching, the lens of peace, the lens of love. Okay, now, a lot of people want peace. I counsel and work with people and mentor people all the time. And I talk to people and you talk to people and friends and relatives. They all want to have peace. They all want to have happiness. So what is the second sentence on page 55 in the workbook say in lesson 34? Peace of mind is an internal matter. The Course in Miracles says it's clearly an internal matter, internal matter. So does that mean that my peace is going to have to come from me internally? Your peace, the peace of mind does not come from the external. Peace of mind doesn't come from the external. Peace of mind doesn't come from anything on the outside. So that means peace of mind doesn't come from anything on the outside. Peace of mind doesn't come from anything on the outside of you. Does it mean that peace of mind comes from the inside? So peace of mind comes from inside your mind. Your peace of mind comes from inside your mind. Your peace of mind comes from inside your mind. Your peace of mind about everything that is going on in your life, the peace of mind that you're looking for, that peace of mind is clearly an internal matter. So total fulfillment is an internal matter. Love is an internal matter. Your happiness is an internal matter. I've heard that so many times, and I've heard that, and so many people have heard that. And when you tell people that peace comes from within, almost everyone always says, that's right, peace comes from within. And then in the very next sentence, they're telling you about the thing that's happening outside themselves that they're upset about. Their boss, their body, their lovers, their children, their career. Notice that they're complaining about something that's outside of themselves, and that they need that to be different, and then they would feel good and peaceful. But they just got through telling you 5 minutes earlier that peace comes from within. First you said peace comes from within, and then you tell me that you're mad at your kid. Well, don't you see the contradiction in that? Don't you see how that's totally and completely paradoxical? If my peace comes from within, then my kid really isn't causing me to have conflict. My kid really isn't what's upsetting me. So where does peace of mind begin? Where does peace of mind begin? Peace of mind begins in the one thing that you have control over. If you're a control freak, this should be the best news that you could possibly get, which is peace must begin with your own thoughts. Peace begins with your own thoughts. Peace begins with your own thoughts. If you want to have peace, if you want to have joy, if you want to have happiness, if you want to have fun, it begins where? It begins with your own thoughts. It begins with your own thoughts. The peace, the total fulfillment, the happiness that you want, where does it come from? It comes from your own thoughts. The peace, the joy, the happiness that you're looking for, where must it begin? It must begin with your own thoughts. So first, I have thoughts of peace. First, I have peaceful thoughts. First, I have peaceful thoughts. And then what do I do with my peaceful thoughts? The Course in Miracles says it must begin with your own thoughts and then extend outward. So first I have peace in my mind, and then I let the peace in my mind extend outward. I have peace, and then that peace extends out from me. First, you have happiness, you have peace, you have joy, but the peace is an internal matter that begins with your own thoughts. And then once that you have peace, then the peace begins to extend outward into your life, out into your life, out into your life. You want peace extending out before you. You want peace to reach people before you do. You want peace to reach a person before you do, so that the peace is already there. By the time you get there, peace is already there because your peace extended outward. And since your peace extended outward, then peace reached whoever or wherever you were going before you did. So you want your peace in your mind that's coming from your own thoughts, and then you want that peace to extend outward because it's from your peace of mind that a peaceful perception of the world arises. Do you want to have a peaceful perception of your mate? Do you want to have a peaceful perception of your relationship? Do you want to have a peaceful perception of everything that you are doing in the world? Well, we just heard in this very first paragraph exactly how you could have a totally peaceful way of looking at the world. In the very first paragraph, we got the answer. If you want to have peace, it's not going to come from anything and anybody outside yourself. It's going to be a totally internal matter. Peace is going to come from your own mind. Peace is going to begin with your own thoughts. What is it that's so cool about having a spiritual path? If you have a spiritual path, then your spiritual path should be telling you the thoughts that you need to think. Because the Course in Miracles says that it is a course in mind training. So that means the Course in Miracles is trying to teach us another way of thinking. The Course in Miracles is training your mind. The Course in Miracles is training your mind. The Course in Miracles is training your mind. So the Course in Miracles actually gives you the thoughts that will cause you to feel peace in your mind. The Course in Miracles tells you what to do in order to have a peaceful mind. The workbook lessons teach you how to have peace of mind. It tells you exactly what to do to to have peace of mind. Because if you ever want to see a peaceful world, if you ever want to see a peaceful partner, if you ever want to see a peaceful relationship, if you ever want to see a peaceful financial situation, if you ever want to have peace about the physical circumstances of your life, then you need the thoughts that allow you to feel peace, so that that peace will extend out into your world. And then from that peace of mind that you have, you will be perceiving peace and love in your world. People always asking me, well, how do you have peace? How do you have peace? How do you get peace? How do you keep from feeling bad? Well, first of all, you got to stop believing that anything about your peace is dependent on what anybody else says or does. As long as you believe your peace is based on what everybody else does or does not do, then you will never have true internal peace. That's the first thing that I want to tell you. Peace is an internal matter. Peace begins with your own thoughts. Then when you have thoughts of peace, those thoughts of peace extend outward, and then you start to experience a peaceful perception of the world, a total fulfilling perception of the world. Those are the steps. But the Course in Miracles workbook lessons give you the thoughts that you need to say. The Course in Miracles book gives you the thoughts that will give you peace of mind. So in the next paragraph, it talks about the practice periods. And one of the things that's interesting, it says that in the middle of the paragraph, it says that the practice periods are to be undertaken at any time in between that seems most conducive to readiness. So you should practice what I'm about to share with you from A Course in Miracles anytime you are ready. So you want to practice this when you are ready. You want to do this when you are ready. You want to practice A Course in Miracles and read A Course in Miracles and study A Course in Miracles, which is a course in correct perception and right-mindedness, when you are what? Ready. Don't fight yourself. Don't fight yourself. If you find that your resistance is really, really strong to A Course in Miracles, and if you find that your dedication is weak, that you're not really dedicated to the teachings like you say you want to be dedicated to the teachings, then you're not ready. Then you're not ready. Don't beat yourself up. You're not a bad person. You're not guilty, but you ain't ready yet. You're not ready until you are doing what it says that you should do, which is practically nothing, because it's telling you don't have to believe it, you don't have to welcome it, you don't have to, you know what I'm saying, that might startle you. You know, it's letting you know that actually there's not a whole lot you have to do. I just want you to use the ideas that I'm giving you. That's what the Course in Miracles is saying. I just want y'all to use the ideas. You're understanding the ideas. That's not what's important. What's important is for you to remember. Remember what, Earl? Well, remember that peace is an internal matter. It's not an external matter. I want you to remember that the peace is going to begin with your own thoughts. So if you want to have fun and happiness and joy, it's got to start with your own thoughts. And then what's the next thing you need to remember? That it's from your own peace of mind that you're going to have a peaceful perception of your relationship. It's from your own peace of mind. What you want to do is, like, even if you're talking about giving it over, okay, then go deeper than saying giving it over. What does giving it over mean? Giving it over means you are recognizing that peace is an internal matter. Giving it over means you are beginning with your own thoughts, and you're giving yourself new thoughts, and you're letting those thoughts extend outward. Giving it over means you now have a peace of mind, and from your peace of mind, then you are going to have a peaceful perception of the world. So all applications of the idea, I could see peace instead of this. I could see peace instead of this. So I want to ask you, if you're in a safe place to do so, I want you to do this. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. If you're somewhere that you can do it safely, close your eyes. Close your eyes, and close your eyes right now. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes right now. Why should you close your eyes right now? Well, the Course in Miracles says it is your inner world to which the applications of today's idea, you could see peace, should be made. So we want you to close your eyes, because it's your inner world that we are applying this to. We are applying this thought to your mind. We are applying the thought, I could see peace instead of this, inside your mind. So we are working with your inner world. We're working with what? We're working with your inner world. So this is the part that I love about the Course in Miracles. It's because most people don't know that they are doing the workbook lesson of A Course in Miracles whenever they're upset about something. That's what's so cool. It's like if you're a person who feels a lot of fear or you have some anxiety in your life right now, if there are people in situations that tend to offend you right now or events that got you upset, if there's anything right now that you're thinking about that you don't have loving thoughts about, that you don't have happy thoughts about, if there's any person that you don't have peaceful thoughts about or very happy thoughts about, then that's great, because that is what the Course in Miracles is going to use to free you. That's what the Course in Miracles is going to use. It says it right here. Some 5 minutes of mind searching are required. So if you want to get to the peace of mind that the Course in Miracles is promising, which is going to turn around and give you a peaceful world. So don't forget our purpose. Our purpose is for you to have a happy, peaceful world. And it has already told us that in this workbook lesson, it's going to show you how to move toward that peace of mind that you're looking for. So even if you may be going unconscious right now, that's okay. No matter what your reaction to the ideas may be, use the ideas. Even if your reaction is going unconscious, even if your reaction is trying to analyze what I'm saying, it doesn't matter what your reaction is. Just use the idea. And what is the idea? What is the idea? I could see peace instead of this thing that, or situation or circumstance that I'm using to cause me upset and pain. I could see peace instead of this. I could see love instead of this. I could see abundance instead of this. I could see freedom instead of this. Whatever this is. And you know what your this is. You know the thing right now. So the Course in Miracles says, search your mind. So what does the Course in Miracles say? It says, search your mind. So what is it that you are supposed to be searching your mind for? Search your mind for fear thoughts. In other words, I want you to look into your mind, and I want you to search your mind. And I want you to search your mind for thoughts of fear. I want you to search your mind for anxiety-provoking situations. Search your mind for situations that cause you anxiety. Search your mind for the things. I want you to think about the things that cause you anxiety. I want you to think about the things you are afraid of. I want you to think about the things that provoke anxiety in you. I want you to think about the people that offend you. I want you to think about or search out any thoughts you have about any offending personalities. I want you to search your mind for events that offend you, events that upset you. So are there any events happening right now that upset you? Are there any people in your life that you see as offending personalities? Do you have any situations in your life that make you feel anxiety? Do you have any thoughts of fear? Do you have any feelings of fear? Well, do you see what the Course in Miracles is saying? The Course in Miracles is saying, focus on those thoughts. Search your mind for those fear thoughts. So I don't see the Course in Miracles saying, it's just an illusion, so don't pay any attention to it because it's just an illusion. That is not what this book is saying. So it's not about just going, well, it's just an illusion. No, no, no. I'm reading to you and working with you out of A Course in Miracles. So what I'm saying is right there on the page in front of you. The Course in Miracles isn't telling you to run away from your fear thoughts or your anxiety thoughts or to pretend that you don't have people that offend you. It's not telling you to overlook the things that you have unloving thoughts about. It's actually saying, search your mind for those things. And then it says, note all of these thoughts, these fear thoughts, note all of this anxiety-producing events and persons and personalities. It says, note them all casually. So think about all the stuff that in other words, think about all your negative thoughts that you have about everything and everybody. And he says, and just notice it casually. Oh, all right. I want to run over my husband. Oh, okay. I want to take my boss and I want to throw him out the window. Just noted casually. I'm worried about whether or not I'm going to pay my rent next month. Note that casually. But you repeat the idea for today. I could see peace instead of this slowly. So I'm thinking about what I'm upset about with my children, and I will repeat slowly, I could see peace instead of this upset about this. I could see peace instead of my upset about this. I could see peace. You can even say, I could feel peace instead of my upset about this. Oh, I could see peace instead of what I think I'm seeing about my bank account. Oh, I could see peace instead of what I see going on in the world that's upsetting me right now. I could see peace. So it's actually telling you, the Course in Miracles is actually telling you, think about, just become aware of the negative thoughts that you have. That's what's going to happen if you're searching your mind for the thoughts. If you're searching your mind for fear thoughts, anxiety-provoking situations, offending personalities or events, or anything else about which you are harboring unloving thoughts, the Course in Miracles says, go ahead, think those thoughts. That's part one. Think the thoughts. That's part one. Think the thoughts. But as you think the thoughts, say to yourself, I could see peace instead of this. I could feel peace instead of this. I could see peace instead of this. And then you just watch your thoughts come up. You just, you're walking along and all of a sudden you have a thought come up that you are wondering about this, a situation, a circumstance that's upsetting you. Then the Course in Miracles says, watch your thoughts. Watch your thoughts arise in your mind. So stop beating yourself up about having unloving thoughts, will you? Will you stop beating yourself up for having thoughts of anger and guilt and grievances, please? Would you stop? Would you stop? You're not learning a teaching that condemns. You're not learning a teaching that punishes you because you have negative thoughts. You don't have a teaching that punishes you if you have unloving thoughts. So if you're having unloving thoughts, it's telling you, well, look, take a look at your unloving thoughts, watch your unloving thoughts, and then tell yourself, when you have an unloving thought come up, tell yourself, I could see peace instead of this. I could feel peace instead of this. And then let that thought go, because right behind one negative thought, you have another negative thought, right? You notice how your ego mind operates. Your ego mind is the part of you that never lets you feel complete peace about anything. It's always got you upset about one thing or another. It's got you either looking at the past and thinking about something that happened in the past that upsets you, or your ego mind has you projecting into the future something that you need to be afraid of that's going to happen to you in the future. And so your ego mind, your fear mind, is not going to give you any peace about anything. So the Course in Miracles says, don't fight that. Don't fight the fact that you have those fearful thoughts. Don't fight the fact that you have those ego thoughts. Let the thought come up. And when that thought comes up, go, I can see peace instead of this thought that I'm having right now that I'm upset with this person about. I could see peace right now instead of this fear that I'm having about this situation that I'm dealing with right now. Let your negative thoughts come up. Let your fearful thoughts come up. Let your ego thoughts come up. Don't try to suppress them and pretend that you feel good when you know you don't. Stop trying to act like you're happy when you don't feel happy. Trying to be positive all the time is not the same as practicing the truth. In most cases, it just means you're suppressing your feelings and emotions. And all those suppressed feelings and emotions come back at you in the form of what appears to be attacks from your outside world. So if you begin to experience difficulty, if you find it hard, if you're totally in denial, in other words, and you are experiencing difficulty in thinking of specific subjects, you know how it works. If I tell you to think about what's upsetting you, then the mind will have a tendency to go, I don't know, I feel really good. I can't really think of anything that I'm really upset about, because the ego is the part of us that always does the opposite of whatever we're asked to do. Because by always being in opposition, you're pretty much in conflict all the time. When you're opposing everything and everybody all the time, it keeps your conflict going. And then when you're in conflict and fear, it makes you feel like you're separate from God and separate from love, right? So the purpose of conflict and fear, do you know the purpose of what the purpose of conflict and fear is? The purpose of conflict and fear is to keep you thinking that you're separate from love, and that you're separate from God, and that you're separate from peace. So the Course in Miracles is saying, don't run away from those thoughts. Search your mind for those thoughts. Watch those negative thoughts come up, and then slowly say to yourself, I could see peace instead of this thought that I have about catching some kind of a disease. I could see peace instead of worrying about if I am going to get laid off. I could see peace instead of this. So if you can't think of anything specific, then what the Course says is that well, without hearing, it says right here, it says, if you begin to experience difficulty in thinking of specific subjects, if you begin to experience difficulty trying to think of things that you have fear about or upset about, then continue to repeat the idea, I could see peace instead of this. I could see peace. Keep saying that in an unhurried manner. I can't right now. I'm having a hard time thinking of anything that I could apply this to, so I'm going to just say, I could see peace. I could see peace instead of this, without applying it to anything in particular. So you could just go, I could see peace, without trying to apply it to anything in particular. But just don't make specific exclusions. Don't exclude anything from this lesson, because this lesson is you saying this. Saying what? I could see peace instead of whatever it is I'm upset about or afraid about. I want to share something with you. Your regular thinking that you do that has you worried about things or concerned about things, or telling yourself if this were different or that were different, then I'd be happy. All of those things, that's grist for the meal. That's what the Course in Miracles wants you to use. Use your so-called fearful, negative ego thoughts. So as your ego thoughts come up, as your fear thoughts come up, as your anger thoughts come up, as your judgmental thoughts come up, you look at them, you watch them come up, and you say, I could see peace instead of that thought. I could feel peace instead of that thought. I could see peace instead of this situation. I could see peace except what I'm thinking about, instead of what I'm thinking about right now. So the Course in Miracles says you should make shorter, frequent applications. So when should you say, I could see peace instead of this? When should you say, I could see peace instead of this? When should you say, I could feel peace instead of this? Well, whenever you feel your peace of mind is threatened, whenever you feel yourself losing your peace of mind, when you feel your peace of mind being threatened in any way, when you find yourself beginning to get upset, when you find yourself beginning to feel guilty, when you find yourself beginning to want to go off and get angry, when you start to feel what the Course is calling your peace of mind being threatened, you being very upset with somebody is just another way of saying, you know what, you're really threatening my peace of mind. Right now, Right now, I'm using you to threaten my peace of mind. Right now, I'm using you to threaten my happiness. Right now, I'm using you to threaten my feelings of love. Notice I said, I am using you to threaten my peace of mind. I didn't say you caused my upset. I say I am using you to upset myself. So whenever I feel my peace of mind is being threatened in any way, whenever you feel yourself beginning to get angry, whenever you feel yourself beginning to get upset, whenever you feel yourself beginning to be bothered by something or someone in your mind because of the thoughts in your mind, then that's when you'll say, I could see peace instead of this. I could see peace instead of this. I'm going to say it for you. You could see peace instead of this. You could see peace instead of that. You know what I am talking about. You could feel peace instead of that. You could see peace instead of that. You could experience love instead of that. You could experience love instead of that. You could experience happiness instead of that. All those are other alternative definitions for peace. Peace is love. Peace is joy. Peace is abundance. Peace is health. Peace is happiness. They're the same thing. Peace is love. All these things are the same thing. There's only love and there's only fear. So what should you do? Whenever I feel my peace of mind being threatened in any way, as quick as I can, I should go, I could see peace instead of this. I could feel peace instead of this. I could see peace instead of this. So what is the purpose? What is the purpose of doing this? What is the purpose of this exercise? What is the purpose of this practical application of A Course in Miracles? It's to protect yourself. This thought, I could see peace instead of this, is a thought that will protect you. What is it that the thought will protect you from? Well, the thought will protect you from temptation. What is the temptation? The temptation is to give up your peace of mind. You're being tempted to give up your happiness because of this situation. You're being tempted to give up your peace because of this person. You're being tempted to give up your peace about that circumstance. You're being tempted. You're being tempted to get upset. You're being tempted to give away your peace of mind. And do you remember what I said earlier? Your peace of mind comes from your own thoughts, from the thoughts that you're giving yourself. What am I doing in this presentation? I'm giving you thoughts from A Course in Miracles. Remember, your peace of mind is going to come from your own thoughts. So what you need are new thoughts. If you have a lot of anxiety, fear, you need some new thoughts. So what do? If you feel a temptation to give up your peace and to get angry and to get upset, and it arises in your awareness? Well, the Course in Miracles says you should say, I could see peace in this situation instead of what I now see in it. I could see peace in this situation instead of what I now see in it. You're getting upset. You're being tempted to get upset. Something has come up. The first thing you should tell yourself is, I could see peace in this situation instead of what I now see in it. I could see peace in this situation instead of what I now see in it. You could see abundance in this situation instead of what you now see in it. You could see love in this situation instead of what you now see in it. You could see happiness in this situation instead of what you now see in it. You could see the truth in this situation instead of what you now see in it. You could see freedom in this situation instead of what you now see in it. You see what I mean? As soon as that temptation come up and you're getting upset, then you should tell yourself, I could see peace in this situation instead of what I now see in this situation, which is something that's not causing me peace. That's what I'm seeing in the situation right now. So there, let's go deeper. Let's go deeper with the practical application of A Course in Miracles. If the inroads on your peace of mind take the form of more generalized adverse emotions, in other words, if the inroads on your peace of mind, if the conflict and the unloving thoughts that you're having take the form of adverse emotions. So now we're talking about emotions such as what? Depression, anxiety, and worry. If you start to feel depression, anxiety, and worry, this is what you should do. Don't say the Course in Miracles isn't practical. It is very practical. It's telling you exactly what to do if you're feeling depression. It's now telling you exactly what to do if you feel anxiety. It's now telling you exactly what to do if you feel worry. If you're worried, if you feel anxiety, if you feel depressed, use the idea, but use the idea in its original form. I feel depressed, so I could see peace instead of this. I feel depressed. I could see peace instead of this. I'm worrying. I could see peace instead of this worry. I could see peace instead of this worry. I could feel peace instead of this worry. I could feel peace instead of this worry. I could see peace instead of this anxiety. I could feel peace instead of this anxiety. I could feel peace instead of this tension. You could feel peace instead of that depression. You could feel peace instead of depression. You could feel peace. You could see peace instead of depression. You could feel peace. You could see peace instead of anxiety. You could feel peace, total fulfillment instead of anxiety. I'm worrying. I could feel peace. I could see peace instead of worry. I could feel peace. I could see peace instead of worry. Use the idea in its original form. And if you find that you need more than one application of the idea to help you change your mind, don't be afraid to say it over and over and over and over. And then people ask me, well, how long and how many times should you tell yourself this truth? How long should you tell yourself and how many times should you repeat this self? What it says, devote yourself, right, to repeating the idea until you feel some sense of relief. So how often should you say, I could feel peace instead of this, I could see peace instead of this, you could see peace instead of this, you could see peace instead of this. I'm upset right now, I'm searching my mind, I'm feeling anxiety, worry, depression. I have some situations, circumstances of people that I'm really PO'd about, that I'm really upset about. I could feel peace instead of this, I could see peace instead of this, I could feel peace instead of this, I could feel peace instead of this, you could feel peace instead of this. How many times should you repeat it? You should repeat it. You should repeat it until you feel some sense of relief. You repeat the truth, you repeat the statements of the workbook lesson. You repeat the workbook lesson, which is what makes the Course in Miracles real. You say the idea until you feel some relief. You said if it takes 1,000 times saying I could see peace instead of this until you feel better, then you say it 1,000 times. You say it however long it takes for you to begin to feel some relief. And it will help you if you specifically tell yourself, I can replace my feelings of depression, anxiety, or worry, or my thoughts about this situation. I can replace my thoughts about this situation. I can replace my feelings of depression. I can replace my feelings of anxiety. I can replace my feelings. I can replace my feelings. You can replace your feelings. You can replace your feelings of depression. You can replace your feelings of anxiety. You can replace your feelings of worry or any thoughts about this situation or relationship, personality, or event with peace. And that's what you tell yourself. I can replace my feelings of depression with peace. I can replace my feelings of anxiety and worry with peace. I can replace my thoughts about this person, my thoughts about this relationship, my thoughts about this situation, my thoughts about this relationship, my thoughts about this personality. I can replace my thoughts about this event with peace. I can replace my feelings of depression, anxiety, and worry with peace. The first thing you want to do is you want to tell yourself about the alternative. You want to present the alternative. The alternative is peace, and peace is total fulfillment. You could see peace instead of fear. You could see peace instead of this. Okay, I'm going to do a quick review of what I've covered. This is practical application of A Course in Miracles. This is the practical application of the Course in Miracles. This is hardcore Course in Miracles. This is actually doing more than analyzing the Course, but actually using the ideas. I am a full-time teacher. This is what I do in the world. And if you'd like to make a donation to my teaching ministry, I truly, truly appreciate it. If you would like to do that, go to www.earlpurdy.com, earlpurdy.com. You can use Venmo. My email address is earlpurdy@earlpurdy.com, or the Cash App is Earl Purdy. I really want to thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm available for one-on-one mentoring, counseling, and advising. I have done this over 40 years. I've worked with people in A Course in Miracles and helping them apply to situations and making it practical in their life and getting past blocks. So I'm here to be truly helpful. I call what I do clarity sessions. And so if you would like to have a clarity session because you are really ready to replace your thoughts of fear and anxiety in some area of your life with peace, then let's work together. Let's do it. I'm here to be truly helpful. So go to my website, earlpurdy.com, and look under the Clarity Session tab, and it will give you more details about my clarity sessions. And I'm also a professional astrologer and numerologist. And if you're open to it, I'll also use that information. I'm here to be truly helpful, and you can self-book an appointment right from my website. You can self-book an appointment right from my website. On Sundays at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, on the Earl Purdy page on Facebook, I do another A Course in Miracles on Facebook Live. Please, the word of mouth is the best advertising. And sharing my videos on your Facebook page and in other groups especially would be most helpful, because we want to extend the thoughts and we want to extend the thoughts outward. And if you don't have a Facebook account, you can just go to this link to watch my live broadcast, www.facebook.com/Earl Purdy Live. Facebook.com/Earl Purdy Live. And you can watch my live broadcast even if you don't have a Facebook account. I have tons of classes and videos that you can watch at no charge on my website, earlpurdy.com. I got hundreds of classes on YouTube. So just Google and do a search on my name, and you will see all kinds of videos and lessons that I put online over several years. I'm here to be, again, truly helpful. I'm here to be truly helpful. And you are a blessing. You are such a blessing to me. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. So you want to tell yourself, I could see peace. I could see peace instead of this. So close your eyes, close your eyes, close your eyes. If you can, close your eyes. And I want you to think about, I want you to search your mind for your angry, fearful thoughts. And if you feel that way most of the time, that just means you're doing part 1 of the workbook exercise. So the Course in Miracles is not telling you to bury your head in the sand and pretend you don't feel what you feel. It says, search your mind for fearful thoughts. Search your mind for situations that provoke anxiety in you. Search your mind for personalities that offend you and events that offend you. Search your mind for anything that you have unloving thoughts about. Anything or anybody that you have unloving thoughts about. Note them all, but you do it casually. So you don't beat yourself up for having those thoughts. You notice your negative thoughts and you note them casually. And while you're thinking about these negative thoughts or fearful thoughts or unloving thoughts, you want to watch them come up in your mind, and then you go, oh, I got that negative fearful thought. I could see peace instead of this. Oh, I'm having this feeling toward this person or situation. I could see peace instead of this. And if you can't really think of anything or anybody, then just tell yourself in an unhurried manner, tell yourself in an unhurried manner, tell yourself, I could see peace instead of this. I could see peace instead of conflict. I could see peace instead of fear, instead of conflict. Or you could say, I could see abundance instead of lack. I could see joy instead of pain. I could feel happy instead of sad. I could see peace instead of this. You could see peace instead of this. You want to protect yourself. What do you want to protect yourself from? You want to protect yourself from the temptation to give your happiness away. You want to protect yourself from the temptation to give your joy and your peace away. That's the only temptation. That's the only temptation. If you feel a temptation to get upset and angry come up in your mind, tell yourself, I could see peace in this situation. I could see peace in this situation. Instead of what I now see in it, instead of what I now see in this situation, instead of what I now see in this relationship, instead of what I now feel, I could feel peace. Instead of what I'm feeling now, I could feel peace. You tell yourself, you could see peace instead of this, in this situation, in this relationship. You say, I could see peace in this relationship instead of what I now see in it. You could see peace in this relationship instead of what you now see in this situation or relationship. So do you understand? Do you understand what you're doing? You tell yourself. First you think about all the stuff you're upset about. In other words, first you think the way you probably think most of the time anyway, because there's usually something we want to be different in order for us to be happy, or something that we feel upset about in some form or fashion. So you're already doing part 1. If you're upset about anything, if you're concerned about anything, if you have anxiety about anything, the Course in Miracles is saying to you, then search your mind for that. Look at those thoughts. Don't be in denial about those thoughts. But what do you do? What do you do when those thoughts come up? You tell yourself, I can replace my feelings of depression with peace. I can replace my feelings of anxiety with peace. I can replace my feelings of worry with peace. I can replace my thoughts about this situation, person, or relationship, personality, or event with peace. You can replace your feelings with peace. You can replace your feelings with peace. If you have any depression, do you know if you have any anxiety, do you know if you have any worry, you can replace your feelings with peace. You can replace your feelings with peace. You can replace your feelings. You can replace your feelings with peace. You can replace your feelings. You can replace your feelings with peace. You can replace your feelings. You can replace your feelings. You are a feeling replacer. You can be a feeling replacer. You can replace your feelings of depression, anxiety, or worry. You can replace any thoughts that you're having about this situation or relationship. You can replace all your worries, all your anxieties, all your depressions with total fulfillment, feelings of total peace. So, are you clear? Are you clear about what you're supposed to do and what you're supposed to say to yourself when you're feeling any kind of upset or unloving thoughts? No matter what your reaction to these ideas that I have given you may be, whether you liked them, didn't like the ideas I shared with you tonight, whether you understood what I said or didn't understand what I said, whether you like what I said or didn't like what the Course in Miracles said, no matter what your reaction to the ideas may be, it says use the ideas, and the ideas will show you that the ideas are true. The ideas will show you that the ideas are true. Use the ideas, okay? You could see peace instead of conflict or fear. Mighty Companion, this is Earl Purdy getting ready to sign off until the next time. You are awesome. I look at all your comments. I do it live so you can feel each other and we can know we're all here together and our minds are joined. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you, Lynn. And may the Course be with you. Remember, peace means total fulfillment. That's all you deserve. Love you.